Just making sure everything is fine. Don't mind me. Give me a moment. Everybody can join and say hi. Say what you want to say. If you're new here, make sure to follow. If you're not new here, make sure to say hi so I can say hi back. Why am I doing an accent? I don't know. I just like doing accents. There you go. Why the fuck did this say Late Night Rogue Trader? I changed it to say something else. There you go. Okie doke. So, last time we got ambushed by some... Okay. Dog decided now is the exact fucking moment that she needs to make a shit ton of fucking noise right next to my ear. She was like, "What? You're streaming? Absolutely fucking not! I need to let everybody know." Anyway, so we had some problems with some fucking Dark Eldar. We went around looking for him. And eventually I had to end the stream. But then I decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna play around with some of the game a little, just do some secondary objectives. But while I was doing that, my ship got attacked by Dark Eldar, and then I was sent back to Dargonus, where I fought some more Dark Eldar, and now we're going down to see what the fuck has been happening with these fucking Dark Eldar. These motherfucking Drukari, which have been fucking my shit up. Like, look at this shit. Damn. I see you did a good job cooking these motherfuckers. Nice. Was this Dark Eldar using a fucking last pistol?
I won't tolerate weakness.
Yeah, they do. My wardens do good work. Damn, that dude had a bunch of stuff. What's up? Praise the throne, your lordship. You're here. Yeah, yeah. Your subjects need you now more than ever. Damn right they do. Damn right they do. What the fuck is this? Y'all can't deal with a little Dark Eldar raid? The Drukari are after living victims above all else. Why would they waste their forces assaulting the palace when they could be storming another city? Alas, I don't know the answer, your lordship. When the Xenos attacked the palace, they sent a force so great that the increased warden presence and the defense perimeter were wiped out in minutes. By the throne, whatever they're looking for in there, they've spared no troops to get their hands on it. Xenos have pillaged my palace, my precious residence. I'm afraid so, your lordship. The attack on the palace began later than the rest, once the reserve forces had been transferred to other regions, which is particularly odd. They weren't tempted by an entire city at the apex of which your residence stands. No, the wedge of the enemy forces targeted the palace specifically. We've cut off the periphery forces from those that made it inside the palace, and we continue to storm the building. We've killed so many of those beasts, but the Xenos are repelling our assault with ferocity. It's as if they're waiting for the right moment. Perhaps they haven't yet completed whatever goal they're pursuing inside the palace. I need details. What has transpired on the planet? The attack began a few hours before dawn over the capital. They first attacked the fleet. We received boarding calls right before we lost communication with the crews. Their sacrifice wasn't for naught. The ground troops had the time to start mobilizing, and the civilians went on to organize the defenses. Several hive cities managed to hold their perimeters. Others sustained greater losses, and 2 cities were completely devastated. Our intelligence still knows nothing about the fates of millions of people. There's a high likelihood that we've lost them forever. When all this passes, except mass executions among the planet's defenders. I vow to make the Xenos pay dearly for every human life they've claimed. Yeah, we're not gonna let our commissar colors fly here. Like, there's no the fact that they were able to stand against the Dark Eldar this well is already impressive. They like, oh, what I wouldn't give to join the punitive expedition, your lordship, but my duty is to the welfare of this planet, not military operations. This is my plea to you rogue trader. Make them rue the day that they decided to assault Argonus. Where is Governor Drivestem? The governor is currently protected within a well-fortified bunker, as are the heads of the other noble houses. Still, each family has provided all available resources to the defense of Dargonus, or rather the defense of their respective regions. What's the current situation? The PDF is in the process of exterminating the enemy forces on the planet. Extra bodies have been assigned to the assault on the palace, but without a strike force that could make it inside, we won't break their resistance. I have a feeling that the palace is the anchor point of the enemy's raid. Our Vox engineers are registering unknown signals coming from your residence to other areas on the planet. Scum must have set up a control center inside. We take out their command, we'll weaken their peripheral forces. Enough talking. I'm going in. With awe and gratitude. Give me a second. I just need to see something. Okay. With awe and gratitude, I transfer the command of the ground operation over to you, your lordship. The local troops are at your service. I beg of you, save Dargonus. We have transmission. Report from Squad 2. Come in, Lieutenant. Report Lieutenant? We do not read you. Repeat. What? Emperor, help them. Oh boy. Well, still got one of them. Attack! For the Emperor and the rogue trader! Where? Alright, let's go kill some Drukhari.
Stand in my way.
Let's go kill some evil space elves.
You don't mind dying, do you?
I don't see how they could.
I will not.
I refuse to bow. I'll work for a flesh crafter.
A bike. I'll have to take it from them. I guess I can only mark this one. Should have marked the other one as well. Oh boy, got some others here. A Hecatrix included. You missed.
You call this a strike?
I mean, it's a fucking gunshot, not really a strike.
You will pay for this in blood. Faith without deeds is worthless.
My revenge will be delectable.
I'll do it.
Go on, do this. Then hit him with that.
Doubt is for the
Then
weak.
do this, and yep. Okay, now. I want to mark them all. Yep. Then throw this down because it's nice to have this. Makes it very hard for them to defend against us.
I can hear a whisper.
Okay. Then we gonna hit a quick claim the bounty on you, maybe kill. Okay, no kill, but still hurts.
Their death won't be easy.
She's just taking a bunch of drugs. Ow, dick. Monofilament grenade.
Break them up. Woe to you.
You missed. You're fired. Bro can't hit shit. Who would I want doing stuff? Let's have the main man do
I
some
can
stuff.
do that with the right incentive.
Never wavered in the face of adversity. I am fear incarnate.
Do this.
You will pay for this in blood.
Okay.
I'd like
Why is
to,
this
but
unavailable?
I can't. How about no?
Oh, because it's that second turn.
A moving target lives longer.
Your last stroke of luck.
Okay. Then
Nothing
hit
I can't
with
do.
this. Wait, that was the same type of attack. That was stupid.
You've
Bang.
unleashed my fury.
Ooh, scary.
Tell me, and it is done.
Maybe hit. Ah, miss. Okay, and now she gets her turn. We go ahead and we kill this one, and then we pop this for 57 stacks of this, which each of those is 4% extra damage, so, you know, I hit like a 50 trucks tied to a club, you know, for extra damage.
You've got a problem, I've got a prize. Maybe a fight thing.
Let me educate you on the art of pain.
I don't think you have anything to teach me. Okay. Go ahead and blow that up.
Nothing I can't do.
Did that miss? And not apply it? I guess so. Oh well. Throw this here and that should kill.
Painted black.
That was easy. Alright, what does Hecatrix have on her? Hecatari Blade. I wonder if I can teach my Rogue Trader to carry
I sense
Xenos
something
weapons.
nearby.
That might be dope.
The songs of my ancestors speak of stars long forgotten.
Duty prevails.
Oh?
It's about time.
I'm guessing that guy's alive. And we can talk to him. Oh, hey, some fucked up Lehman Russes. The bloody soldier lets out an incoherent moan, clutching his mangled
Too
face.
hard for a simple monkey?
You spot the armed mine hidden under his body. Yeah, just disarm that shit. A warden mutters words of thanks and holds out an object for you to take. Protector of the faith. Big sword. We'll just switch weapons, I guess. This doesn't count as heavy, does it? Like, it actually has a thing that says it's heavy, right? How do we see that? Does it have a strength prerequisite? No, no, it doesn't. Requires conviction dogmatic? I guess if I have dogmatic adherent, this applies always. Let me see about this, though. Fucking a free attack? Yo. The Melta is harder hitting, but... We're gonna give it a try, even though I don't have the features for this, actually. Yeah, no. I don't have the feats for it. Fucking shit on a penis.
One and it's done.
Sins hidden in the
A
heart.
trap on a frozen world. A cruel snare for unsuspecting victims. The innocent souls drawn in by the signal paid for their kindness with their lives.
I fell into a similar trap once. My rivals lured me to a signal from my dead crew. Kasha. I made sure those worthless pirates paid for what they did to my boys. Someone's in trouble.
You, malformed monkey putrid vermin. You will pay for every moment that I've spent on this pitiful planet. This is it, the true face of the Dark Ones. Her anger at you is so great that she has shed her mask and revealed the beast beneath. Little Suriani, the monkey's obedient servant. Try to survive the future, and then the two of us will have plenty of fun. Aren't you glad to see me, Tazara? Oh, now that you have finally arrived, I'm filled with anticipation. The anticipation of skinning you, impaling you on hooks, and making you dance for mine and the Archon's amusement. I suspected that you and that true-born cur were working together. He did not make me and my sisters linger here on a whim. He had a reason, and that reason involves you. Yes? Is that it? Tell me, just not so I can stand before the Archon and accuse him of treachery and compromising the raid. What cur are you talking about? Enough. I will beat the truth out of your dead bodies. Yours and Marajai's. Sisters, attack! You gotta get, like, all this phlegm in your throat to talk like a Dark Eldar. Otherwise it don't work. Anyway, she's tough, so... Boop. Boop. Bro thought he could snipe me. He was wrong. And... what else is there for me to be watching out for? Oh, shit. We've got... I'll mark them. What's your logic? Not high enough that I can rely on it. Okay, so... pop them.
I will tear your heart out for this.
Shut up.
If I must.
Oh, god damn, that's a lot of... Jesus. Get a lot of momentum from killing. Go ahead and pop this guy. Because...
I understand your intent.
Yeah. So. Run over there. Use this. Blow them away.
This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands.
Then do this. And blow them apart.
Skill is lacking.
Is it though? Considering that, you know, you haven't even gotten to play the game yet, and most of you are dead or dying.
Don't get too cocky.
Go ahead and just... Okay. I mean... It hurt you, didn't it?
For the serfs? Now, clad in scarlet.
Go ahead and give her an extra turn. So she can go here and turn on these turrets. Yeah. Go ahead and hit him.
You will not withstand my vengeance.
Give him this. How long does this last? This will give him... Yeah, lasts until the end of combat. So go ahead and just give him an extra... How much is it? Yeah, 25% extra damage.
I can do that.
Use this.
With the right incentive.
And let's see if you hit anything. You hit something. One more. Give us a quick reload, and you're good. Okay. Nice try.
Pain is all.
Gonna run here. Throw this up, and watch this drive.
I'm not accustomed to the navigator's might.
Be over.
As duty demands.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so much fucking damage.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs.
Okay, get the fuck off me.
I'll do it.
Okay, I actually should have used this one, but meh. Okay, take another turn, Argenta, just real quick. Yeah, don't worry about the rules. We're a rogue trader's entourage. We don't give a fuck about the rules.
That is not the Emperor's will.
I just like to picture Argenta running around fucking holding a heavy bolter in one hand and a multi-melt in the other, just fucking guns akimboing that bitch. Oh shit, you're alive? Goodbye. I revoke your existence. That is something that I am well within my rights to do as a rogue trader. We leveled up from that. Bloodthirst. Each hit decreases the top. Oh! That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Okay, so ballistic skills. Do we want to upgrade our ballistic skills? We kind of should upgrade our ballistic skills a little bit, but improving our strength is a little bit more noticeable right now, so we'll do that, and we'll buff Carouse. And let's keep it going. So, she doesn't use melee. Let's go buff her agility, make her a little bit more dodgy and weavy. We'll go with commerce is already as high as it'll go. We could go Lore Imperium, which will increase her armor thanks to the item that she has. Yeah, sure. Lore Imperium. You, what can you do? Could improve your ballistic skills, could also improve your perception, but that wouldn't really matter much. Yeah, sure, ballistic skills, and tech use already as high as they'll go. We can give you a little bit of logic. Weapon skill, you don't really care about that. Perception might be nice for you. What does perception increase? Just awareness? What does willpower increase for you? Well, we'll go with toughness then. Just make her tougher. And, yeah, Medicae. Now, you've got perception and willpower. Those are the two important things for you. And we'll give you toughness because you also spend a little bit of health every time you use your abilities too much. So persuasion's already high, so awareness. And you, our actual spotter. Okay, so you've got... We'll lean into your agility, make you that much harder to hit. Lore Xenos might be a good thing for you, so we'll give you Lore Xenos because that's your highest skill.
Victory awaits!
Go ahead and make sure we grab everything. Also, we activated the turret and didn't even let it actually like play the game. We barely let anybody play the game that wasn't us. Which, in my opinion, is exactly how you should do it with NPCs, you know? Like, if they wanted to play the game, they should have paid for it. I paid for the game, so I get to play. You're an NPC. You didn't play. You didn't pay, you know? You kind of just showed up here, right? So I get to just revoke your right to play the game. Because, you know, fuck you. Must be interesting to just see the rogue trader just show back up. He's like, hey, don't mind me. And just fucking pick up a body, flip him over, take all this shit, and just leave. And that's just that one body. That's the only thing that we looted. And yeah. This was the guy. He probably has a sniper or some shit. Blast pistol. I find it interesting that the Melta equivalent of the Drukhari is Laz and not Melta.
Follow my lead!
A jumpy? These are, man, I always forget what these guys are called.
Smite the Xenos!
You'll suffer exquisitely.
But they're the fucking racks or whatever they're called. I don't know. I only care about the interesting races. In 40k, in 40k, in 40k. I'm talking about in the fucking game, not.
I am not your
Don't cancel
pet
me.
monkey.
Or if you're gonna cancel me for something funny. Like, I don't know, watching Hassan Piker streams.
Helium is beneath me.
Alright, let's try out this sword that I just picked up. I didn't get to use last time.
Watch and learn!
Pop him.
Something of value has been lost!
Kick him. Oh. Okay. The switching around actually doesn't help. Because then it doesn't apply the... Bro, the fuck are you doing? Why did you do that to him? Bro was doing nothing. His cooking wasn't even that schnasty.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Like, goddamn. He actually did nothing. He did not deserve that.
Strike is a prayer.
Fucking hit him with the eye contact. God, Emperor, preserve me. Could it be? Is it truly you, your lordship? By the honor of the darkest abyss, Achilles, why did my expert on Xenos fail to prevent the Drukhari assault? I focused all my attention on investigating the attacks across your protectorate. Suspected there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks, but an assault on the rogue trader's capital. Foolhardy, even for the Drukhari. I'd never have thought. And therein lies the reason for your failure, burnt Monkai. Your mind was narrow, as the minds of your kind are wont to be. Man, fuck you! You also didn't predict this shit! Fuck you, Elliot. If you saw this shit coming, why didn't you tell me? There is no wisdom in blaming yourself. A monkey's intellect is weak and can never fathom the depths of my dark kin's treachery. Then why didn't you tell us this was gonna happen? Nah. What the fuck? Give me the option to call her out, like, for real. Had there been another monkey in your place, the paths of fate would have remained unchanged. When you're up against Drukhari Ashmax, you plan for the absolute worst scenario. But before you do, you multiply that abysmally bad scenario by 10. Better yet, 30. What's he look like? Covered an unthinkable number of cuts and injuries, put great effort into filling his every moment with searing pain. However, none of his wounds is life-threatening. Administer first aid. You shouldn't have wasted your time on me, your lordship. May I shut up? What happened here? When the report came from orbit about the Xenos attack, I was in the administratum halls, resolving the matter of your succession. I rushed to my shuttle and prayed to the God Emperor that I would reach the palace before they struck. But before I could get rid of all the picts and documents I had gathered, the palace was besieged. I had to take a risk and burn it all. The Xenos surrounded me when I was setting fire to the last remaining orders. They decided to have fun with me. Holy Emperor, deliver me from the memories. They tortured you. Why? Why? Such is the nature of the enemies of humanity, your lordship. They have a taste for our pain. What did you tell them? Nothing, but they didn't ask me anything. They didn't look for anything. They didn't so much as poke around the place. Strange. Or it is that you do not remember anything, monkey, and it was their intent that you did not. Your hues are covered in a layer of soot and ash, Master Scalander. I can see the loud bleeding colors underneath. May I put them at ease for you? It is a great honor to hear such words from Lady Orselio herself, and still I must refuse. My scars, both physical and spiritual, are my reminder of the mistake I made, and my key to redemption. Were you able to glean anything from your attackers? Oddly enough, I was, your lordship. The Drukhari had no idea that a mere Adeptus Administratum secretary could understand their alien speech. While they were deliberating over how they were going to kill me, they mentioned the other monkey who had been helping them all this time. Renegades or pirates, or something of the sort. It will take time to identify these traitors to humanity, but I give you my word that they will pay for what happened on Argonus. That's enough talking, Achilles. I'll contact Clementia and have her summon a Medicae. Get out of the palace while you can. Oh? But yeah. Unfortunately, the two-hander doesn't work all that well. Yes, words. Doesn't work all that well for Archmilitant and the weapon switching and stuff like that, unless you're like built for heavy weapons and you're a soldier. Ooh, what? That's shitty. Thought I had a unique weapon. Thin cuts are barely distinguished. This is the work of a skilled torturer, not enraged fighters. Oh, yeah. Drukhari are torturers first. Were you hiding under... Praise the Emperor, it's you. I thought it was those... Yeah, well.
None shall stand in my way.
Pussy. I say as if, you know, that guy has ever had a day of combat in his life.
A new challenge for me?
So that
My pleasure.
and that. Enos, they're inside already. We couldn't stop them. May the Emperor have mercy on our souls. Who's there? I can't see. Oh, damn. Not the paintings! No! Alright, they only fucked up one of them. Okay, that one's fine. What about over here? No. They took the painting that was over here. No! No! Not the paintings. The man before you is still breathing, but deep punctures certainly no chance that he will survive. Motherfucker, that's mine! You bitch! At last, I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution would have satisfied neither you nor me, would it? Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. Could have long vanished through the tangles of the webway without awaiting your arrival, monkey. But I could not refuse myself the small pleasure of savoring your torment at the sight of what I have done to your home. You're still with him, cousin. How fares your search for your lost family? Or is being at a Monkai's beck and call occupying all your thoughts and time? You will be silent, Dark One, or I will silence you myself. Why did you attack the palace? The sole thing that your kind is good for, monkey, is your ability to suffer. I have long been surfeited with physical pain. Your kin provided it in abundance from their cages in Comora. The pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a rare delight. After all, I had to recompense you for all the trouble you had caused me. However, did I not give you a gracious gift as well? That pesky meddling Tazara who harrowed your little worlds for so long. You've garnered her head, and I a peaceful existence where she is not constantly in my way. To die at the hands of a Monkai is the worst possible punishment for a champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Comora. Her final moments were torturous. Do you have any idea how much your raid has cost me? One tan Xenos hide won't be enough to pay for the damages. Do not get greedy, monkey. You should be satisfied with the handouts that I so kindly throw you. I mean, you're gonna die here, you get that, right? Now that our meeting has taken place, my business here is done. I spent enough time in real space, and it's time to bid you goodbye. If this motherfucker...
Leave you all alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, would you?
acolytes of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves!
I'ma beat that motherfucker into submission, I swear to God.
Die, inhuman scum!
Hmm. Put him here where he can tank these two. Okay. So, first off, we gotta set our bounties.
I will tear your heart out for this.
No, you won't.
A work for a flesh crafter.
Okay, so first things first, take these two out.
You've unleashed my fury.
Ooh, I've unleashed your fury. There is a tempest in me. Shut up.
Escape the Emperor's judgment.
Why did you get a turn? Do they get turns when their allies die? Weird. Weird that they suddenly just get a free turn like that. Miss.
I bring agony.
My reckoning will be
Ooh.
swift.
Not good.
I
Not good.
for your
Idiot's probably gonna hit the deck soon.
I'll show you the real pain.
Go ahead and hit that. And then hit this so it can't chase you down. Then go ahead and give Argenta another turn.
Doubt is for the weak.
That should kill them.
Why I was chosen.
Then you kill that one.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands.
Should kill them both. He fucking lived. Alright, there you go. There you go.
Don't get too cocky.
Give him this.
I'd like to, but I can't.
And this.
I refuse to bow.
I mean, your refusal is irrelevant, my G. Like, whether or not you bow, it's like you're dead anyway, so it's like I could give a shit, right?
Me? If you insist, Lord.
Like, it doesn't matter how unbowed you are, you still can't resist the power of my eye contact. Okay, cut him down. Nice. Yeah, that needs to be fixed, because I should be able to use both. Because I got the feet, right? It's a really inconsistent ability. Go ahead and mark that guy. Okay, he's already buffed. Let's buff him with this again. Give him more stacks, make him even stronger. Then give him...
You jest, surely.
Ah. Yeah, just shoot him. And extra turn. Okay, so 1 hit, 2 hits, do this, 3 hits, miss. Let's do this. And this. Four. And 5. That should have counted. Actually, I should have done maybe the cleave, so it would actually have done the thing.
Don't get too cocky.
Okay, we go here. Bra, bra, bra. Who can I target with this? I can target Cassia. Yep, Slit's gonna try and hit the guy who fucked him up. Yeah, they're both focused on him, that's good. Unfortunately for you, yeah, no. Okay, now it's my turn. So we move this way. Open up with this one. Then we buff. Use this.
I don't have time for this. All too easy.
Request a mandatory ocular augmentation.
Well, too bad. I am the rogue trader and therefore you can't make demands of me. Fuck you, Pascal. Should have thought of that before signing up. Oh, he thinks he gets to shoot back at me. Cute. Okay. Then shoot him. Then shoot him again. Then do this.
Your last stroke of luck. I'll make you out.
He only hit the... He only hit this guy. Oh, okay. He actually also hit Pascal. I didn't notice that.
I approach the designated
Right, go ahead and take him
position.
out.
You cannot force me, Elantak. That is beneath me.
Oh. Didn't even notice this guy here.
I will not.
Ah, but from here I have line of sight. So go ahead and blow that guy's head off. Nice. Hello, might I introduce you to a heavy bolter? There is no one-liner. Die.
Dare you?
There is no one-liner. Die. Just fucking delete him. Your lordship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ship's augurs from orbit, the surface troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies. Of course, you will learn all this from the reports. Your appearance on Dargonus is a boon from the God Emperor, which has brought us salvation. On behalf of all of Dargonus and House Versarion, I thank you for delivering us from our foes. Stop wasting time talking and attend to your duties. There's much work to do. Indeed, your lordship, but from now on, the bulk of the worries will be shouldered by your subjects. I never thought words of praise could make my soul feel as if it were being suffocated. All this bowing and scraping seems wildly over the top. Yeah, a little bit. We will continue to clean up of the estate and the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, the corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving forces will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks if they are launched. According to the latest reports, the Xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please allow us to ensure that Dargonus is returned to its former glory. I want to check something. Heavy weapons, rogue, trader. I want to see what is actually considered a heavy weapon. Because I wonder if thunder hammers are heavy weapons, right? Two-handed melee weapon. Yeah, no mention of it being a heavy weapon. Damn, cut that bitch in half. Because, like, I do want to use this, and I'll probably use, like, 2 pistols. My throne is fucked up. I'm pissed at Marazai, like, swear to God. He had no reason to do that shit to my shit.
It's about time.
Oh, this guy died. Okay.
I won't tolerate weakness.
But yeah, I kind of want to see if I can't build around with the Archmilitant build towards two-handed. But I don't think I can. My problem is that I seem to be dealing really low damage right now. Especially against those Dark Eldar. Like, I know I've had times where I reach like 100 damage. Now I'm like stuck in the 20s. Alright, let's jump back to our ship where our Voxmaster will let me know of things. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with deepest awe that I inform you that the timely intervention and the resilience of the world's defenders managed to break the back of the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Dargonus suffered losses, but the Hive has sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate the Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for the Cineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dargonus raid, it is safe to assume the Drukhari used up all of the forces at their disposal, and may now require some time to replenish the losses. Without Achilles, we are blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity, but our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. I mean, we didn't lose Achilles. Okay, let's go back to the ship. We picked up a bunch of Xenos artifacts, so let's trade those out for some items. Tactical backpack. Oh. Okay, so Van Calix gets this. Let's go with warp for him. Same thing for you. Warp. And there's no real benefit for you to get fellowship, so we'll just give you more willpower for your psychic stuff. You get some weapon skill. You already have high carouse. Have some Medicae. Oh shit, because he's not dogmatic. Fuck it, I'll give this a try, and I'll probably like respec, change some stuff around, or maybe try and get a second pistol. Nah, fuck it. No, I don't want to be respecing constantly. Target's got by -5%, does not stack. Sure, you can have this. Who here uses melee weapons other than me? No one, right? Close to being done here. What is this? So, Fortis pattern torpedo tubes melter. The one I have is better. What is this? An auger array. Ooh. Gives more crit chance. Not bad. Oh, hey. I collected a sword. Neat. Add that to cargo. The Blade of a Drukhari Xenos is one of the trophies taken from the bodies of the enemies during the defense of Dargonis. Okay. Just to make sure that there's nothing left for me to go around with. Alright. Okay, so we've got some other stuff that we need to do, but we've dealt with Dargonis. And we've met fucking Marazai, the dick. We need to go to Janus. Because there's a situation happening there, apparently. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah, I don't care. Banish them by faith, no point in burning shit. Also, yeah, let's go ahead and repair this. And then, let's finally go and help. Make sure it's not an illusion. Let's go and help these last Eldari survivors first. Oh. A violent battle is unfolding between the road Triders' eyes. Patrol ships from the Chorta fleet are tearing apart two small Eldari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the Void ships give chase after the third, already damaged vessel, clearly with the intention of destroying it as well. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Iliad calls out to Lord Captain, her voice trembling slightly. Only the Rogue Trader's intervention can save her kin. Send a message to Incendia Chorta's fleet, ordering them to stop the battle. The Voxmaster relays the Lord Captain's demand to stop the battle and soon returns with a reply. According to the Chorta ships, this group of Xenos are malicious criminals. They are guilty of raiding this system's planets and robbing merchant fleet vessels. Incendia Chorta's Void ships are intent on performing their duty before the Emperor and exterminating the Xenos. Iliad suddenly watches the unfolding chase through the stained glass windows of the Captain's bridge. She grimly concedes that no crime should go unpunished, except her kin were flying transport ships. It would have been impossible for them to rob a ship, let alone launch a planetary raid. Vessels such as theirs simply lack the firepower to do so. The monkey are lying. Ask for proof. Patrol's captain reluctantly admits there is no conclusive proof. This system is sometimes the target of pirate raids, however this changes nothing, for his servants have no mercy for the enemies of humankind. Analyze the intact Xenos ship. Despite the presence of some weaponry, the Xenos ship is more likely meant for transporting cargo or the Xenos themselves rather than direct combat. Demand that Chorta's warships cease fire immediately and retreat. Unwilling to engage in open battle against a flagship of a foreign dynasty, the patrol reluctantly leaves its prey and retreats to the edge of the system. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenos ship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadow of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustration, and the Voxmaster reports the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more of the xenotechnology can endure before the irreparable happens. The Eldari are too scared and resentful of the monkey for the recent deaths of their kin to answer incoming hails. Despite this, Iliad is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Elantak if she is allowed to speak with them. Let Iliad speak with her kin. Fucking shit! Iliad appeals to her kin's wisdom, but the words of the outcast cannot make them trust. It's like, come on. Should have not been that hard. But the words of the outcast cannot make them trust Monkey. The pain of loss fills the Eldari hearts. Only recently did the humans destroy 2 vessels of the children of the Asurian. And now they offer aid? Worse, they offer aid through the mouth of their captive sister. No, the Eldari will not fall for this trick. Trying to outpace the pursuit of the next Monkey vessel, the Eldari overload their void ship's drives. One of the damaged engines is unable to bear the strain. Before the eyes of 100 officers, the Xenoship flashes a fiery light blue through the stained glass windows, as thousands of tiny shards disperse across the system. The bridge officers openly rejoice, offering prayers to the Emperor. Today the Expanse is cleansed of all filth, the enemies of humanity. What is this if not his providence? And only the thin figure of the Eldari stands motionless against the backdrop of the intricate stained glass windows, mourning the fallen in solemn silence. Once the pain in Iliad's soul is numbed, she turns to the Lord Captain and nods, a short gesture of gratitude for their attempt to save those who could hardly be saved. Some time after, Iliad comes to the Lord Captain, haggard, still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the Monkai vessel and set off into the darkness in the hopes of finding her kin, but found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. And though she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement, the Alantak still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's cache. Yay! The planet is devoid of even the most primitive forms of life. However, the crew has made quite a strange discovery. A mirror, lying right in the center of a huge crater. Completely ordinary mirror in a frame, by all appearances in pristine condition. Take a mirror aboard the ship. The mirror now hangs on the wall in one of the compartments. Looks completely normal. However, only an hour after its arrival, the Voxmaster reports that the shuttle crew that delivered the mirror has disappeared. The people who hung the mirror have also disappeared. Even the enforcer who wandered into the compartment by mistake and stopped to fix his new non-regulation cravat has vanished without a trace. Send in a team with righteous prayers on their lips. The team sent to destroy the mirror stopped responding the moment they entered the compartment. Dispatch a group of servitors to jettison the mirror. The team sent to destroy. Alright, blow up the whole goddamn compartment. Deciding that half measures were not enough, the Lord Captain gave the order to blow up the compartment. The demolition team carried out the procedure with pinpoint precision, resulting in minimal damage to the rest of the vessel. However, the picture recorder in the servo skull sent to survey the situation showed that the mirror was not damaged in the slightest, and it was now lying in the cavity left by the explosion. Alright, fucking depressurize the fucking thing. The ship's tech priest mournfully set to work, beseeching the machine spirit for forgiveness. After a series of targeted explosions, the depressurization procedures, they assured the Lord Captain that the mirror was gone. Just in case, all cavities were filled with blessed cork, and binaric hymns were sung for 2 days and nights. There were no further incidents, and the ship was able to continue on its journey. No wonder the fucking thing was devoid of anything. Mirror just fucking gobbled everything up. A vigilant member of the Augur crew has detected a small Xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no sign of being crewed. Send out a boarding shuttle. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board, and the dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of the now defunct ship. Xenos Iliad claims to have recognized the symbols on the dead Eldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from Craftworld Kruderak. Go ahead and fix the ship, by the way. we're gonna be fighting those guys, so we should have a, you know, a ship that's in working order. By the arduous labor and unbreakable spirit to his faithful servants, fucking shit. Fuel hundreds of imperial worlds. Their entire lives are an example of true service to humanity. Yeah, it's a mining world. Alright, let's go fight these guys. These chaos-worshipping dogs. Gotta blow them the fuck up. Alert! The Drukhari have blocked some of your oh, they're Drukhari? Okay.
This one's going down.
Damn right. They all are. Okay. Gonna move here. Do this. Blast them. And then teleport behind him. Ah, shit, I fucked up. I should have reloaded first and then shot him again so I could blow him up, but now well. I fucked up. I got excited using my powers. Oh, damn. Go on, blow him up. Damn right. Wow. Yeah, just fucking...
Return to ashes.
Damn right. Alright, now, fly all the way here. Jump. We'll try and blow these torpedoes apart while that thing closes the distance with us. Would have liked to have been able to drop torpedoes, but cooldowns. Sad. Oh, it's in a really bad position. Just a moment. Fixing my clothes because it's cold as shit. Making sure my shirt is hermetically sealed to my pants.
Onward.
And twist. It didn't twist. Reload. Fuck his ass up. Fuck his ass up! That was easy. Whee! Round 4. Oh. I was like, what the fuck? Just no more Eldari. Or Drukhari. Whatever. Xenos. There's no more filthy enemies of mankind for me to blow up. There's the Eldari cache. Let's go get it. Just a little warp trap. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Yeah. I actually should read these because these are fun. We'll read the next one for sure. I promise, Chad. An auxiliary generator chamber on the artillery deck was overgrown with the thick stems of some thorny plant. The voidsman reported the vegetation throbbing and sighing. Ew. And when they tried to lop off an offshoot, the cut started oozing a disgusting pus. Some officers claimed to have heard someone trapped among the thorns. The desperate weeping of a woman's voice echoed from inside the compartment. Oh no! As soon as the voidman started welding the chamber shut, a heartbreaking cry rang out, and green shoots burst out of the gap. However, the crew's loyalty to the rogue trader and their unshakable faith in the god emperor spurred them to finish the task. Only when the ship left the Immaterium did the diabolic moaning subside. We were kind of getting sucked into Nurgle's garden, and we were hearing Isha crying. Not great. Alright, what's here? Scorpion Chainsword and the Cloak of Shadows. Would you... Got a different color. But it's switched, because, like, notice how the Eldari Chainsword here, it's blue, and then here is red, and then this one here is red, and then here is blue. It's switched. It's funny. Okay. Okay, on to more exploration. Yeah. They can deal with that. That night, and some crew were awakened by beautiful music. The sound seemed to caress their very minds until they realized that the source was their own bodies. Ooh. While their teeth were chattering out a staccato, their tendons were being plucked like strings by unseen hands, and invisible breaths flowed through their bones, turning them into mournful flutes. The illusion ended, but for a long time afterwards, every movement made their hearts stutter in fear. Was the orchestra about to strike up once more? Man, people in the Imperium are real fucking soft, like, goddamn. What, y'all can't handle your fucking bones doing a little bit of a jingle? Pussies. Fucking pussies. All of them. That's right, y'all pussies. What, yo, ooh, a little bit of music scares you. Oh wait, this one has a thing. Santiel's Pride, Hive City. Yeah, nothing really important there, just a little bit of something. Ooh, it's a big hive. Yeah, they're all big. Like, once you realize that the average hive has, like, close to the entire population of Earth jammed into it, and it's, like, probably the size of, like, America. You kind of realize that, oh shit, that cannot be good. Struck the clan living in one of the macro cannon chambers. The disease quickly spread, causing the afflicted to writhe with unbearable stomach cramps and expire after several days of agony. Before the officers could react, the neighboring clans took the issue into their own hands and flooded the chamber with carbon monoxide. The macro cannon was put back into service. The vigilantes were punished for subjecting rogue trader servants to mob justice. Yeah. But hey, at least the ship wasn't damaged. Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, we are in the system of Cavagama, the main industrial world of the von Valancius dynasty. However, our astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Gaprak have been unsuccessful. But wait. Lord Captain, a new report. Cavagama is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept? Reply with our own request. As you command, Lord Captain. Lord Captain reporting. The Manufactorum is ignoring all our requests and continues to send us its own. The longer we do not accept their messages, the stronger and more persistent the incoming signals become. I've never seen anything like this. Suddenly a deafening screech erupts from the bridge's Vox system. You hear violent tirades of garbled binary code like the low chuckles of machinery. Lord Captain, interference detected in the compartment's Vox system. Looks like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. Decipher the incoming Vox transmissions. The only thing to do. Okay, proceed. A team of decryption experts gets to work. Data tethers are inserted into sockets as they connect to the cogitators. One of the Vox clerics leans over the console. Another is writing something on a piece of parchment, but then she bursts into maniacal laughter and stabs herself in the eye with a steel quill. Another scream. A tech priest who is mid-prayer tears himself to pieces with his own mechadendrites. More and more lunatics are mutilating themselves and lunging at others. Portion of picked recording damaged after contact with unknown object. The enforcer shoves a rabid servitor away from the Lord Captain as he rushes to help the crew, shouting orders. The image on the pict is fuzzy, nothing but glimpses of people shouting racket. And the Lord Captain's orders. Within minutes, the crazed crew members are either dead or bound and unconscious. The officers clustered around the Lord Captain are barely breathing, but unharmed. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engineer, who has turned to the Lord Captain from his station. We have been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint, and it is now running through the ship's veins. On Messiah, preserve us. The Voidborn officer appears before the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that's attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium, leading to the bridge, there's a terminal for an isolated system, though might still be a loud pop. The pipes over the officer's head burst, and a blast of hot air flings the Voidborn away from the Lord Captain, his body slamming straight through a cogitator panel. The picked frame spins uncontrollably. The servo skull was jolted by the gust. The picked recorder fogs over, the Vox picking up the crackling of electricity and a death cry. Gas on the bridge, a junior attendant shouts, and instantly doubles over, inhaling the poison gas. Gives the order to evacuate immediately. The rogue trader personally oversees the evacuation. Bring the plasma cutters. Get the wounded to the exit. The officers repeat his orders. When the servo skull following the rogue trader reaches the doors, they fall to the plasma cutters and crumble outwards. The rogue trader is the last to leave the bridge. Leaning on a support beam, the rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush his lungs with air. Then he straightens, smooths his uniform, and heads toward a goal known only to him. The servo skull follows. The atrium is in a state of panic. Silhouettes skitter about in the dark hall, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Curt orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard. Having lost all communication, the beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for the Lord Captain to find the cogitator mentioned by the fallen officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and bloodstains, and on the floor by the terminal a tech priest is lying in a heap with his head smashed and technical liquids mixed with blood oozing out of his pores. The Lord Captain decides to take his chances restoring the terminal. The rogue trader rips the power key off the tech priest's mechadendrite and opens the cover on the terminal. Sparks fly into his face, but he is confident in his manipulation of the tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is recovered, is restored, the Lord Captain brings up the required data on the screens. The maintenance bay is sending out hundreds of desperate distress calls that have gone unanswered up to now. When the machines went out of control and started turning people insane, others, driven by some hateful and paranoid logic, started butchering the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The tech priests have sustained heavy losses, but the remains of the cult are still holding the line. Out of everything that's happening on the ship, the situation in the maintenance bay is the direst. Lord Captain knows where help is needed most. He decides to head to the maintenance bay himself. The rogue trader arrives not a moment too soon. The crew, frightened out of their wits, have already cornered the priests of the Omnissiah and are about to execute them. The Lord Captain stands between the angry mob and the tech priests, his sheer presence already giving the crowd pause. Harshly cutting off any objections from the crew, the rogue trader orders the officers he gathered on the way here to escort the mutineers out and set up a guard post outside the bay where the tech priests begin to offer desperate prayers to the crippled machine spirits. The walk to the bridge is uneventful. A crisis has passed. Although wounded and crippled, the ship, nevertheless, is returning to its normal operation. Life on the bridge is bustling as ever, even though the people are surrounded by destruction. The senior officers have the situation under control, and the people have been organized. The emergency crew have already finished repairing the pipes, the technomats are setting up cogitators and consoles, and the healers are bagging up what few corpses there are and examining the wounded. By the comm station, the rogue trader runs into the Voxmaster. Praise the Omnissiah, you're in one piece, Lord Captain. The situation on board is satisfactory. I was just in the middle of setting up comm channels. Soon all the Voxcasters will be fully operational. Another man appears in the pict frame, a junior officer, completely out of breath, carrying a heap of scrolls. The Voxmaster nods at him. Ah, here are the reports, Lord Captain. If you find yourself able to return to your station, I can immediately give you a rundown of the state of affairs on the ship. End of pict recording. Lord Captain, the situation has been brought under control, more or less. It will take some time to eliminate the consequence of the attack completely, but the vessel is capable of motion. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we should leave the system. Allow me to bring you up to date. Fortunately, the bridge suffered only minor losses. The reports mention only a few casualties that have already been replaced. Cavagama went silent after transmitting the harmful signal. I will refrain from sending inquiries to the industrial world to avoid a second attack. I am afraid we have exhausted our options for remote analysis. More information can only be obtained by closing the distance or even sending an away party to the planet's surface. The time has come to remind you about our agreement, Antikill. I must be present on your entourage during your expedition to Cavagama. I am counting on your cooperation. The crew is waiting further instructions, Lord Captain. Okay, so give me just a second. Gotta close my door, turn on the heating on my room, because it's getting colder and fucking colder. I swear, global warming is a bitch, because it should not be this cold in March. Well, almost April, actually. Fucking hell. What's this? This dwarf planet is marked on the Von Valancius Protectorate's charts as Atla, and serves as a backup source of water for the habitable worlds of neighboring systems. Due to the abundance of bacteria proliferating in the Atla hydrosphere, the extraction of ice was stopped half a century ago, but much to your officer's surprise, the augurs detected an unidentified mining rig deep underground. Presumably, the excavation is aimed at extracting clay minerals near the planet's core, enriched with iron and other metals. Go ahead and contact them. The Extractium turns out to be Incendia Chorda's latest investment, whose domain is located just within a few jumps from the Kranich system. While this world is of little value to the Von Valancius dynasty, your officers see this gesture as an attempt to test the boundaries of the newly minted rogue trader's leniency. Graciously allows to feed on crumbs unworthy of the Von Valancius dynasty's attention. Destroy the Extractium with a precise shot. The very best fit. This would be fucked up. Notes that the unusual composition of Atlas core subsequent development will allow the extract of rare refractory materials. Alright. We'll keep it for ourselves. Your people easily assume control, as the frightened workers and the token security crew do not even attempt to resist. The Extractium's machines were restarted shortly after. The amassed containers filled with precious ore are delivered to the flagship's cargo hold. Damn fucking straight. Alright, let's fight these unknown ships. Let me guess, Dark Mechanicus? It's very likely.
This will be exciting.
Hmm.
Set the course.
Yep.
Fire the lance batteries.
Hmm. Throw this out, and we'll give them space. Sword of Prosperity is actually really damaged. I should repair that, but it won't matter. Just a bunch of gnats. You are but a gnat in my power. Sometimes you just gotta hit him with a little bit of villainy, you know? Let him know.
Lead them.
Okay. Yep. Got him with a crit. Any chance of a crit? No. Reload. Ah, goddamn. Oh well. Go on. Approach me. Try me. Did bro just not move?
Fire the lance batteries.
Bro just decided he didn't. Bro just didn't feel like moving, I guess. Who
Onward.
knows? Oh boy. Nah. Weakened them severely. Yeah, we got a bunch of scrap too. Probably more than enough to fix up the ship. Yep. Alright, let's see. Fuck is happening on my planet? Ooh. Man, I really... Every time that we get to a new place, I'm blown away by how much Owlcat managed to how well they managed to capture the griminess of Warhammer 40,000 without making every scene just the same dull gray, right? Because, like, there's color, right? There's red, there's blue, there's greens, there's all sorts of, like, super colorful stuff, but it still feels grimy, and I like that a lot. No solemn ceremony, no personal meeting with Magi. I fear we are too late and we won't be dealing with clandestine heretics after all. Binaric areas of alarm stream out of Pascal's Vox synthesizer. In their neurotic broken rhythm, you sense a call to arms and a warning of danger. Any suggestions for how to proceed? To start, let's look around and find out why the arrival of the rogue trader did not elicit the usual fuss. To speak plainly, I would not count on a warm welcome at this rate. Better keep your weapon at the ready. We'll learn nothing by standing here. Let's go. Okay. So let me see something. I want to give that sword a try. So if I still have it, yep, I still have it. I've got these two anyway, so.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
I will, however, keep this just in case, you know. View the logs. View the third log data. The knowledge of machine spirit is sufficient to trick the system and subdue it to your will. A false query, a crafty manipulation of the controls, and you get what you want.
None shall stand in
Your
my
mind is swathed in blue-grey smoke, Master Van Calox. A heavy color for heavy thoughts, I presume?
You are a dangerous person, Lady Orselio. Or all navigators are, but your abilities place you in a special category.
It's funny. His voice is both soft and hard. So it makes it quite interesting to decipher how to do his voice. It's hard. Identification. Request denied. Registering anomalous behavior within this servant's organics and an invalid noosphere response. This unit is compromised. Carefully study the robe-clad figure. Black border of necrosis spreads out from around the tech priest's implants. For some reason, his body is rejecting the true flesh. A moment later, you recognize the dominant smell in the bouquet of scents permeating the air around the tech priest, the stench of rotten meat. Who are you? Megas Custos of the Machine Sanctum, their Tier 2-0. Identification. Where is the fabricator center? I will only speak with the person in charge of this manufactorum. Denied. The irregularity demands execution of Protocol 39-42 in accordance with the Fabricator Censor's decree. Fabricator Censor is a traitor to the Imperium and humanity. I will not comply with any protocols approved by him. Anticipated process disrupted. Execution of disposal protocol recommended. Draws his weapon, and as his robes open, your senses are hit by a fetid wave of rot.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Throw literally every buff on him that I can. Then Argenta does her thing where she mows down a bunch of enemies. Go ahead and just do this one because we need more AoEs. Nice. Ooh, unfortunate. And I should have. I keep forgetting to use the fucking AoE buff.
High momentum.
Tell me, and if
Damn. Go ahead and give him another turn. Last thing he did was shoot, so go ahead and cut that guy down.
Nothing I can't do.
Of the best first contact with the world's inhabitants, up we'll find someone more able to hold a conversation, willingly or not.
I'll bring glory to my bloodline. Suits my purposes.
Yeah, nice try.
Already done.
Oh hey, second plasma pistol. I would probably be better off with a different type of pistol, but that's fine.
Follow my lead.
His is better, isn't it? Yeah, by a lot. And yeah, the two-hander just does way better than the other one.
A new challenge for me?
A great sword and twin pistols is an interesting choice. I will probably respec away from the dual wield.
The Emperor favors me today.
Trying to learn the game as best I can kind of means I'll have to do that on occasion. With someone here, it's a good place to hide or to set up another ambush. Blood mixed with machine oil is barely visible on the dark floor.
Victory away.
Focus, Van Kellogg's. Focus.
Yeah.
Let's see to it.
Let's just...
I won't object to it.
Argent is hidden here somewhere.
Naturally.
Emperor, deliver us.
Look at this mark. Someone was dragged. No, someone walked in our direction very recently. We didn't see anyone.
I'm watching your back. Always. For the throne's glory.
Just healing all these wounds. Abusing the fact that we have a biomancer.
Let's see to it.
I'm restless.
Idiot.
I've seen a lot of innocent people. I've yet to see someone remain so after an interrogation.
Okay, start to the Lex Mechanic. A small, heavily augmented man in a filthy, tattered robe stands before you. As you approach, he hesitantly looks up at you, his eyes filled with horror. A portable inscriber with a keyboard hangs from straps at his front, and you can see his detached cerebral cogitator peeking out from under his hood. What's this, another one of the cultist's minions? No, no, I'm not a cultist. They tried to corrupt my mind with their heresy, but I ran. I am Manufactorum's Lex Mechanicus Z-86. I performed the rituals for the machine spirits of Foundry 95, up until we started going mad. Priests devoted to the Omnissiah suddenly started praising the dawn or something or other. They stopped the belts, and then they desecrated the visages of the sacred machines with unholy symbols. Some of them resisted. The others grabbed them, tied them up, and then and then they turned their implants into heresy. I saw the madmen, my former tech comrades, deliberately connect those poor souls to corrupted cogitators. I watched as they were infected with the scrap code, and did nothing to stop them. I am recording a violation of the commandment of thine own forge be a true sentinel. Apostate Zeta-86, your accesses are hereby revoked. Proceed with your report. God damn. How the fuck was he supposed to help? How did your crazed comrades behave? Like the grace of the Omnissiah had left them entirely, replacing free thought and progress with the blackest corruption. I witnessed them desecrating structures blessed by the Fabricator Censor himself, though what do the blessings of that rotten traitor count for now? Like men possessed, they set upon the sacred instruments and assembled shells and nodes that didn't match any diagram or blueprint I'd ever seen. Sacrilege. You mentioned someone imprisoned on the lower levels. The lay servants of the main units. They live in isolated segments under the sacred machine halls. I heard they were locked in there after the takeover. Then my crazed brethren changed the system for disposing of slag waste and covered the machines in cursed symbols. After they started the cogitator, they dragged the survivors out of the segment under the machine halls. Well, what the survivors had turned into. You demonstrate exceptional powers of observation and recall for someone who just happened to survive. I'm a Lex mechanic. Gathering data is the purpose of my existence. That's even what they used me for. They used me against my will. The scrap code turns everyone into their slaves. Before I rid myself of the cogitator, I was forced to serve alongside those who perpetrated these atrocities and witnessed their obscenities. How'd you manage to avoid the same fate? I didn't avoid it. They performed the same procedure on me. I felt a touch of unholy code. I allowed it to control me. I abandoned my sacred post and followed one of the traitors, serving his will and gathering all the data for his blasphemous experiments. I was driven by an unholy impulse coming from the depths of my auxiliary cogitator where the code had lodged itself. Before I found a way to throw off the compulsion, I witnessed horrifying heresy. The extraction of true flesh and its decomposition on altars, perverse procedures that resulted in heretical abominations. I even accompanied a fallen magus to the Fabricator Center himself and attended the unholy mass he led personally. It was a wicked ritual, full of willful deviations and blatant inaccuracies, all to create an ungodly monster in the name of the final dawn. You mentioned a monster. Some kind of weapon? No, not those constructs that are melted down in the furnaces and sent into the depths of the Manufactorum. It is some kind of semblance of a cogitator, a nightmarish parody of a sacred machine, powered not by the Omnissiah's grace, but by the unholy spirit and life force of the unfortunates imprisoned on the lower levels. I don't know much, except that the Fabricator Censor saw that machine as special. It was special to him and to the crazies who defiled the Omnissiah's abode with their obscene blasphemies. For the final ritual, he even called upon one of the Astartes heretics who arrived at the Manufactorum after the start of the uprisings. He did something terrible, and only after that were they able to switch the machine on. It is a true abomination. Even standing near it is unbearable. I believe that even those who have been deprived of the Omnissiah's grace still feel its influence on them. Its monstrous power utilized for unholy computations and chaotic calculations. Whatever that cogitator might spew out at the end of its cycle, no righteous soul should accept its heinous offering. You don't act like the other priests who were infected with the corruption. Praise the gifts of the Omnissiah, I managed to disconnect my external cogitator, which I use for primary data processing. The machine is corrupted. The scrap code is locked inside it, like a beast in a cage. But anyone who tries to look inside will fall victim to the heretical program. My primitive brain has been marked by corruption. I still see their silhouettes, hear their interference. I sense the malfunctions in my augmetics, but I was still saved from the great sacrifice. Oh, blessed are the workings of the Omnissiah and his benediction that shelters the weak from evil. Heinrich's tenses ever so slightly Lex Mechanic's words. You see his hand casually stray to the handle of his weapon, but the interrogator is in no hurry to act. What do you make of it? Servant of the Omnissiah, I must know more. About the final dawn, the Fabricator Censor, his mass, and about this machine as well. I could give you the coordinates, but even though I was present for many blasphemies committed by those heretics, all the details that were captured and processed by my true flesh are in the augmetic that was corrupted by the scrap code. I am convinced that if I hadn't fought off that foreign compulsion in time, I would have been doomed. The corruption would have spread to my biological cogitator as well. I swear that no devout tech priest should come into contact with what's hidden in that once sacred device. Shits, he stares into his disconnected implant and the still intact connector is protruding. The corner of his mouth twitches involuntarily. Could the cogitator be disconnected and reconnected to another machine? Even if the very idea of exposing a holy machine to the scrap code wasn't profane in itself, my augmetics are not universally compatible. They cannot be connected to another machine, Spirit. They were created to interact within the system of my true flesh, to innovate my compulsor unit and output data via the inscriber. Once I am safe, I swear that I will immediately perform a cleansing rite and destroy. In other words, there is only one way to extract the data stored in the cogitator. What are you talking about? If we connect the cogitator to the augmetic system, the Lex Mechanic will serve as a conduit for transmitting the data. We will learn the details, even if they are incomplete, of the things he saw and heard, but is now unable to recall. No, anything but that. I'll die. No, it'll be worse than that. I'll succumb to the corruption. I'm begging you, please. I'd rather be burned as a heretic than have the scrap code in my biological cogitator. Almost as if he's reconsidering. In failing to offer any resistance against the enemies of the Omnissiah, Unit Zeta-86 lost the grace of his machine rank and was recategorized as a resource of the Manufactorum. The defilement and torment of said resource, if committed to advance the struggle against heresy, will not be deemed an apostasy or malefication against a living soul. Upon expiry of the unit's utility, disposal is recommended. Heinrich, stop. Leaders of the cult would never discuss anything of importance in front of witnesses. Leave the poor man alone. We need to know where the cogitator is. Even if the heretics' conversations aren't important, I must know why the machine was so valuable to them. I'll tell you. A different augmetic is responsible for my muscle memory. It has a data storage too. I remember where I walked and what I pressed with my fingers. Here are the coordinates and the code. It's probably the code to the bay. He is a subject of your world, Anti-Kill. It is for you to decide his fate. He will be taken to my ship. After the cleansing rites, a place will be found for him there. Excessive kindness, Anti-Kill. Gets good people into trouble. Let's hope that the corruption only affected the disconnected augmetic and not his soul. Come on, we need to find this cogitator.
The machine god
Oh.
grants me insight.
Ooh.
We shall prevail.
Oh, can only do this shot.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Quick little shortcut. Neat. I like it when there's shortcuts and I'm not forced to, like, walk all the way back. The screen of this cogitator shows a scrolling line of repeating technolingua. Staring at the obscure symbols gives you a headache. Some containing warnings of the Omnissiah. This set of unshakable tenets of the Adeptus Mechanicus is hidden from the eyes of the layman with a special binaric cipher.
Follow my lead.
Oh boy. Ooh, that's a Dominus. The massive Magos, clad in ritual garb, lets out a binaric thrill and turns to you. From beneath the deep hood of his mantle, two dimly lit eye implants gaze out at you. You hear another binaric tirade, this time clearly addressed at you. What's the matter, little Tim comrade? Implants on the blink, forgotten how to speak properly. You dare address me in the vile tongue of savages. Me, the steward of Kiavagama, lord of the machine world. Kneel, pathetic spawn, if you seek swift disposal. You propose that I, the rogue trader of the von Valancius line, kneel before you. I'm giving you 5 minutes. No, not to beg forgiveness, to speak your last words and to offer your final confession. You are one of the troglodytes who once had the gall to oppress my comrades and resist my will. A messenger from the barbarian who drank the sacred unguents bestowed upon her through others' toils. Very well then, your appearance is the perfect opportunity to teach your ilk a lesson. That is a las lance, isn't it? Or a las combinator, or something like that. It's a laser-based long-ranged weapon. It's a lot of these guys. Yeah, that doesn't look like a difficult fight to handle unless they like dealing insane amount of damage, which I doubt. These guys are going to be the most dangerous because of their unpredictable attacks. But, you know, just regular auto guns, some power weapons. Yeah. Hell, might not even be power weapons. My name is Cubus Delphim. I once held the title of Fabricator Censor of the Kiavagama Manufactorum, but I rejected it, along with the other fetters that hindered progress. Once my faith was flawed and led naive fools from the cult mechanicus into the darkness of ignorance. Now I am this world's master and serve the true gods. You tread upon their territory and you do not number among their legion servants. Therefore you must be subject to immediate disposal. As the senior functioning member of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Explorator Pascal Hanuman, declare this temple of the machine god compromised and forthwith forbid all service within it. I dethrone the Fabricator Censor, the ignorant heretic who has betrayed the Omnissiah, and condemn as anathema any and all standard procedures implemented by him. Let the cycle of the blasphemous operations he has put in motion be discontinued. Pascal switches to binaric, and you hear dissonance burgeoning in the depths of the Forge Cathedral. Some of the giant mechanisms heed his orders and go still, while others, obeying the Fabricator Censor's will, continue their work. Crashes, explosions, and the clanging of crumpling metal signify that some dissent among the machines has interrupted the Manufactorum's production cycle. Hanuman, liar, you are not him. Demons Hanuman obeys me. His mind is open to the voices of the void, and the scrap code he created protects my world. And I'll not have you, rusted refuse from the misfit caste of explorators, call me ignorant. This statement is false. Your regalia have been revoked. You have been deemed defective and will be eliminated. Initiating heretic search. Designation Demons Hanuman. I wish to execute the retribution procedure. What did you do to the governor of Kiavagama? Is he alive? The removal of unserviceable artifacts was the first step toward retooling this world. Only my tech comrades heeded the call of truth that reached into their cogitators and allowed them to pierce the veil of empty dogmas. So, you have traded one master for another. I would have expected a Fabricator Censor to be smarter than that. I will rip out your spinal column and braid it around my staff, you arrogant creature. I usually prefer negotiating to fighting. Fighting destroys property and wastes resources. But in your case, I'm afraid that extreme measures must be taken. You may be driven by your will to fight, but know this. Kiavagama has already been converted. Its lines have been restructured, and its servants have already tasted the fruits of progress. In the crucibles of this manufactorum, torrid liquid metals will be used to forge vessels for sacred spirits. The adepts are already tirelessly delving deeper into new mysteries that were once barred by false tenets. You, servants of fake gods, are too late. The entire might of this world will soon rise up against the anathema and his slaves. I just noticed that these guys have like chaos stars in their back. Do the others also have it? No, this one doesn't. Yeah, not all of them have it. So many open admissions of heresy and so few sentences. Sister, how many death sentences would you say his words warrant? I cannot answer that, Master Van Calix. It is not my duty to measure the guilt of heretics. When the Adeptus Sororitas appear before the enemies of the Imperium, it is time to fire, not count. And now is one of those times. Check the chronometer. Your 5 minutes have passed. I hereby sentence you to death, and I will be the one to carry it out. Comrades, purge the Manufactorum of any random variables. I must prepare for the culmination of our great work. I fucking whip out the both pistols and just start firing on these dudes. Okay, that was weird. I was like waiting for it to finish loading, but it just wouldn't. Scatarius and Scatari Alpha.
A new challenge for me.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
Not really.
And you'll die quickly.
Ow. Yeah, these guys are kinda weak. But it's as I thought, these are the dangerous ones. The others are just trash. Mow down these heretics.
I refuse.
That's one, that's two.
I'll do it.
Bomb right.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
That's one.
This is why I was
Nice.
chosen.
Hit three of them.
They'll write
Give her another
legends
turn.
about me.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Gun him down. Nice. Hit him again. Unfortunate.
Faith without deeds
Blast him.
is
Insane crit damage.
A job for me.
Gonna get in position. pop this and eye contact. And it's 2 more. Extra turn for her.
I'll do it.
Over there, use this. It doesn't cost anything because of funny arch-militant fuck shit.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Take him out.
Is a prayer.
And take him out. I said, take him out. Oh yeah. I'd actually go so far as to say that the soldier arch-militant is stronger than the warrior arch-militant. Like, did y'all see that shit? God damn. Fucking everything she was doing was just free.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Although most of that was
When
from
the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
the arch-militant stuff. But yeah, and that's kind of why I've got him with a greatsword now, because I don't think I'll need the sword and pistol to do the same thing. Yep, activate that. View the logs, step away. What? Why was it showing me Vanguard? Oh, The instrument deals damage to the target. Yeah, I've got power weapon expert. Extra movement might be nice. Extra dodge. Wouldn't be opposed to it. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Deathfall characters gain crit against bleeding or wounded enemies. Well, let's get some stuff to increase our crit damage, yeah. At this point, that's something I should worry about. Yeah, get this one. We've got weapon skill, strength. Good. Grab this. Anyway, continuing to go through these guys, so I can get another psi rating on him, and let's go willpower for more casting potential. This is tied to willpower, right? Yeah, psi rating and willpower. This is psi rating and the resolve of the actual character. You. What do you have that improves your allies even further? If any character uses a rogue character for the first time in combat, the master can use any ability if their archetype for 0 AP. Whenever the master tactician or the master tactician ally uses any consumable item or reloads a weapon, gains 2 stacks of tactical advantage. Every enemy killed increases the master tactician. Yeah, you're not killing all that much. Spends tactical advantage stacks on abilities. The critical damage dealt by the master can increase by 1% for every stack. Meh. Whenever the master heals, that ally gains 1 resolve. Its effect stacks up to a maximum of +8. Beginning of the Mensa, if their momentum is higher, the first burst fire or area attack used by Mantis costs -1, -0. Reloads a weapon, all allies also reload. Press the event ignores cover. Target of Inspire gains. Okay. Let me double check that Inspire is what I think it is. Yeah, it's this one, which gives 5% and 5% additional damage. This doubles that bonus. Yeah, we're taking that. You pierce the armor. I don't know. I don't really like this one because it's like on crits, but these guys don't have like insane crit rating. They struggle to crit, and this just benefits from crits and benefits from crits and benefits from crits, and whenever a crit is landed, but it's like, I kind of want stuff that will buff everybody else while attacking those targets, you know. Bodyguards allies gain crit chance against enemies affected with 1 or more of the following effects: prey, trailed, or immobilized. We'll go with this. Increased crit chance is nice. And it's for allies too, so. Has killed at least 1 enemy with a melee attack. Nope. Every round, the first single target ability used by an ally on the archmelee grants +1 action points on that ally. Calm and steady. Wait. While under the effect of confident approach, the archmilitant keeps half the usual bonuses from versatility. Yeah, I don't use that at all. I'd rather her be unable to miss. And if the burst reduced dodge of all enemies hit by 8% does not stack. Area attacks, both melee and range, reduce the deflection. Flash fire. Take that one for sure. We'll increase strength so she can use, just to make sure she can use heavy weapons more comfortably. Because I don't know what, like, the maximum breakpoint for that is. Heroic Inspiration. Assign objective, salvation, stacking the deck, stand resolute, tactical rest point, undisputed advantage? No. She doesn't have Inspire. No, she doesn't need it. She's a damage dealer. Perfect finish. No. Personal involvement, she already has that one. Yeah, let's get this one. 12% extra damage on her is huge. Stick some explosives in that crack. Force access to the Cogitator systems. Awaken the Cogitator's machine spirits. What's gonna happen? Oh, that would have been funny. That would have been funny if they were still alive, but unfortunately for them, I kind of took care of that already. Haha. All the bonuses this guy gets for plasma also applies to Meltas, so... And he is a character that is, like, heavily geared towards being melee, and this deals way more damage. Increased firepower and range is pretty nice. Let's see. What about you? Siphon Life. What do you give? Willpower and Toughness. Willpower and Fellowship. This ability is also Siphon Life. What does this do? Deal Psychic Staff power level. What's the power level of the staff? Where can I see that? Oh, it's 9. So 9 times 6. That's 54 damage. Okay. Healing the Psychic for Psychic Staff power level. Okay. So 54 damage. And heals. Psychic is already at full wounds. Instead, heals the Psychic's allies to lowest wounds. I didn't do that math wrong, did I? Well, it's hard to tell, but I don't think I did. Oh boy. Go over there, Argenta. Just disable those explosives. Everybody running towards that damn thing. Alright. On to the next. What's through here? Oh, a dying tech priest. Of course, a still breathing man. Machine spirit, deliver me. The Minaric requiem coming from Pascal's voice sounds solemn and grim. Upon hearing it, the man's mutilated face twists into a weak semblance of a smile. Who did this to you? My comrades. Machine spirit. Has the Omnissiah truly abandoned us? Kavagama has fallen into the maw of the eternal enemy. The holy Magi. They succumbed to heresy. The rest was stripped of their true flesh. To feed the heresy. Preserve us. Deliver us. Deliver me from erring. Sacrifice living blood from vessels of the true flesh, while their heart is still beating. After that, oblivion. I knew you would come. I've waited so very long. Deliver me from my torment. What a horrible fate to be betrayed by one's own. I attest to the 3 categorical requirements for assigning the status of martyr of the faith have been met. Opposition of the enemy, preservation of adherence to dogma, and a brutal death. Requesting the right to extract the subject's organic matter for it to be used in the creation of an honorable servo skull. It's an honor. I am thankful for the right to serve. Getting a servo skull. This is fucked up. Your request is granted, Pascal. Goddamn. Leaning over the dying man, Pascal in a decisive yet surprisingly respectful motion cuts his throat. Wielding a long scalpel, it takes him mere moments to release cervical vertebrae from the hold of muscles and sinew and to cut the vertebrae, severing the head from the body. Let your service continue, tech comrade. I've got the Herald Servo Scars. This one, yeah, I kind of like this one more. It looks appropriate, you know, with the fucking wig and all that shit. The device now evidently used to chop bodies into pieces was once an ordinary cooling fan. Well, can't fault their creativity. It's a joke. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Like, yes, you very much can fault their creativity. In fact, you should fault their creativity. It's like the whole thing why they're bad. I don't think that's one of those traps has ever hit me. Like, not once ever. Never happened.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Wait, actually. Is this just the way forward? Yes, it is. Okay, so that's forward. We don't want forward just yet. Wow, skipping the cutscene takes as long as just watching the cutscene. That's hilarious. In like a totally not funny way, but you know, funny. I find it humorous.
You were an excellent fighter, sister, but if I may be blunt, you were too impulsive.
Your point is, my hand is guided by the Emperor. Every shot and strike will find its target among the ranks of the enemies of humanity.
Don't try, Van Calix. It's not worth it. You're just gonna... She's just gonna decide you're a heretic and burn you alive. Just don't even try. What's here? It's not a device, the cargo lift used for transporting parts. Interesting. What does this do? CyberGuard accepts the access codes and sets mysterious mechanisms in motion. Oh, this is the secret. Right? Yep. What's this? Flamer Digi-Weapon. And a mastercrafted power maul. Well, I don't want this, but I'll take the fucking Flamer. Set him on fire. Pretty dope. Just extra guns. A flamer and a melter that I can just fucking pop out with my hand. In ring form. Pretty poggers. Oh. I guess that wasn't the secret cache on Kabagama. Figured it would be.
None shall stand in
Might only be accessible later. I don't know. Still have a lot of exploring to do. Oh hey, look, it's demons. These guys aren't hostile though. I heard your footsteps in the void. You are von Valancius. Are you not? Initiating arrest procedure. This unit is using a fabricated identification code, which constitutes a grade 4 transgression. You are a heretic, are you not? Merely a seeker of knowledge. However, the experiments I have conducted extend far beyond the allowed limits of an ordinary transmechanic tasked with maintaining a planetary Vox array. but ever since I received that strange signal, my ears have been opened to what I had previously considered to be forbidden knowledge. Every night since then, I have been tuning my Vox station to that very frequency and listening to the voices. Am I a heretic? The fabricator's censor didn't think so. He conducted inspections, but he did not prohibit my research. Later, when a mysterious visitor revealed the truth to his optics, he came to me once more. I nurtured the scrap code for him in the depths of my mind. It lives there still, eating through my synapses and building new connections that are open to the new knowledge of change. Is freedom heresy? If so, then I am a heretic. That's all I needed to hear. Bang, 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 bang. What? No, we still talking? Okay, fine. The reason for the failure of this unit's operation has been established. You have fallen victim to the cognitive corruption of chaos. Your computing processes have been disrupted. You are defective. Defective? I reveal the truth. I comprehend just as the Omnissiah commands. Meanwhile, your mind thrashes about within the cage of data vows, so which one of us is defective? Pascal, do you have any preferences regarding the killing of your former tech comrade? Pascal switched to Technolingua, his voice erupting in a series of binary signals. Jesus fuck. There is no need for secrecy. Let him understand. Following a voluntary surrender, I will be willing to commute the punishment from immediate destruction to arrest and isolation, for the purposes of conducting an exhaustive interrogation. Does that not violate some protocol or other? Indeed, tech comrade. Does it not violate the dogma of purity? Your possible familiarity with matters related to the fate of the blessed Amanat justifies this violation. If you think it's best. Request denied, tech comrade. You will have to pull what I know out of my head. Okay, we've got the Rust Stalker right there. That's dangerous. We've got Combat Servitor that looks like a melter gun. Got the 2 Vox Skulls, and that's about it, right? No. Okay, put you right here where you can be targeted easily. Move you here. Heinrichs, you're gonna want to buff, so you're there. Jay, same deal. Cassia, you're a fucking damage dealer, so yeah. And Pascal, you have a fight to pick with Demons. Although Demons has a lot more health than you. Ooh, ouch. What are the Mind Scramblers? Perplexed. Okay. Okay, they're on everybody who doesn't actually care that much about that stuff. Okay, yeah, just take that attack, that's fine. And so first off, do that. And then... Right, these guys are tough as shit. Tons of armor. Don't know what this does because there's no description. Do this. Pop them. That's better. Should have done that. Okay, this should take out these servo skulls and hurt him. Yep. Throw this down. And let's see if we can kill him. Close. Okay, you. Boom. Should have used a different type of shooting, but oh well. Go ahead and do that. Cannot attack. Oh, big deal. Big fucking deal. People don't attack anyway. She sounds far as fuck away. Go ahead and burn him. And then go ahead and burn him again. That's her turn done. Let's have Pascal finish off his foe. There you go, and then do this and this. I want to buff him up as much as he'll go. Holy shit. Yeah, the two-hander was the right choice. I am taking his neural cogitator. The data contained within must be analyzed to supplement the catechism of maintenance and operation. Did you pull that thing out of his head? Revolting. What if it's contagious? Request denied. The value of the data justifies the risk. Pascal leans over the corpse, activates the sampling tool on one of his mechadendrites, and plunges it into the tangle of augmetics covering the heretic's skull. Ew. Alright, what was he carrying? A Mazoa pattern plasma gun. Not better than what you have, is it? No. Grants a bonus to logic. Well, still, we got it. And really, isn't that what Christmas is all about? That's for flame weapons. Okay, we can go back to the start now. That's neat. Let's finish exploring this floor before we continue downwards. Finish exploring this. Gotta move this aside. car is filled with refuse, broken pieces of spare parts, chopped up lumps of flesh, bits of wire, and other rubbish. Release the car brake. What's gonna happen? Boop. No sound. Really? Have to fucking just watch that in silence. Like complete fucking silence. There's nothing.
Victory awaits.
What the fuck, Argenta? Oh, that's a space marine. The Chaos Space Marine towers over the tech priest's bowed head like a dark cliff. He is reciting a sermon. Slowly, almost chanting, from the mere sound of his deep, low voice, you break into a cold sweat and your gorge rises. Listen, for my words reveal to you a path from the darkness unto the primordial truth, which has thrown open its gates for wayward souls seeking deliverance from the shroud of lies and torments of enslavement. Your minds have shed the bonds of the dogma that has guided you into the abyss. Accept now the hope granted to you by the greatest of the word-bearers. Sacrilege, here on the soil of an imperial world. I knew our meeting on Rykard Menoris wouldn't be the last, but to run into this anathema here... Kiavagama did not merely succumb to heresy, Antikill. Your world is in the clutches of the greatest evil known to the Imperium. The noosphere signature of the defective units has been archived. In accordance with the sacred commandments, I will tolerate no heresy and hereby sentence you to categorical disposal without redemption. You know what? Yeah, let's interrupt them. The words of the righteous hymn... Wait, I gained pray against. Just a straight up extra action point, that's fucking wild. The words of the righteous hymn cut through the torrent of the heretic's impious proclamations. You feel as if the light of the Emperor himself touches your heart, warming it with grace and protecting it from the malignant corruption. The Chaos Space Marine roars in fury as the tech priests turn and charge you as if on cue. Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, just fucking... Hit him again. Bop.
I'm not accustomed to being bored.
Okay, so improve her. Do that. Hit him with this. And do this. Then she'll do this. Because if we can take out all of the trash, like, without any of him doing anything, it's like... Oh, and look at that, he doesn't get to play either. Yeah, just fucking hit him with the fucking eye contact. Bro didn't stand a chance. He didn't even see it coming, did he? Little bitch. Arch Strategist's Mantle. All bonus from the wearer's combat tactics areas are increased by 5% for 1 round if the wearer uses a stratagem different from the one used before, or if none were used before it. This effect does not stack. Wait, hold on. Why do they sound so far away? Like, it should not sound like that. Like, I have it at 40% so that it's not, like, deafening, but... Like, see, that's it sounds like they're far away, not like they're speaking at low volume. Right? It sounds like they're at like 10%, not at 40.
Right there.
Is this gonna be the final fight? If so, that's surprising. I would have expected to have to... Yeah, this is the final fight. Let's check out everything first. The hell's this? Bring your Elect-2 to the scanner. Several lumens light up the panel. You hear the distinct click, it goes quiet, clearly having fulfilled its purpose. Oh. I guess we found the cache that Theodora left behind. That's funny. Magenta? Or just step into it. That works too. Just so long as you didn't get hurt. Input the code to disable the gas supply and the traps. Request Theodora's data. Yay! Okay, let's go here now, because there's something here, which I'm pretty sure is secondary to this. Oh, wait, no, we gotta do both. So we'll do this first, because we're already here. Okay, can't cheese him by just coming in and whacking him. Gotta have a conversation first. Oh, fuck, that's a Forge Fiend. You, the probability of navigating your way, of reaching the inner line, was negligible. The primordial truth guards me and my work. Then why is it that this variable has yet to be eliminated? Because the schemes of the ruinous powers are powerless against the servants of the God Emperor who are guided by his light. Ah, this is better. I shall venture a guess. 'Tis because I am the illustrious rogue trader von Valancius, conqueror of the Coronis Expanse, and you are a talking piece of refuse. How dare you insult me? Your insolence is an unexpected factor. No matter. The error will soon be rectified. Soon. I saw the strange constructs on the line of the Manufactorum. What mad machines are you creating here? Steel creations destined to serve the designs of truth. Did you see the elegance of their form, their false ergonomics? And those are mere shells. True perfection fills them when they are instilled with the spark of life and granted purpose to bring their wrath upon the heads of apostates, once this army is assembled. But why waste words? You will see for yourself a modicum of the splendor that is in store for the Coronis Expanse. Hey, Antikill. You sick of listening to the rambles of this rusty cog yet? It's like he's stalling for... Huh. The fabricator sensor straightens his back and shoulders. You hear a mounting hum as if from some powerful turbines, followed by heavy footsteps and the grinding of metal against metal. I mean, there was already one here, so it's not like this is a big reveal. Plus, we've already fought one of those. Is he gonna step? Yeah, he is. Okay, well, I appreciate that. You know, clear some targets for me. Are you just gonna... Witness the weapon designed to carry the glory of the true gods into the darkness of the Coronis expanse. My shepherd has sent me one of his iron angels so that its very presence may instill faith and awe in the hearts of his flock. Accept the greatness of the primordial truths united with the might of the new Kiavagama, and perish. For the Imperium! For the God Emperor! Accept this new sacrifice, sacred truth! There's something magically fun about just fucking going ham with the weird voices. Okay, so move you here. Gonna just run here and shoot. Okay. One, two. Boom. And then, there you go. So now we do this. How? Dick? What did he shoot with? It's a Mars pattern lasgun. That's not a lasgun. It is a laser weapon, but it's not a lasgun. That did not deal as much damage as I was hoping for it to deal. Yeah, it's not worth it to attack him if he's just gonna fucking tank it. Weaken him even further. And then do this. Okay. So. Big hit, followed by smaller hit, but also, you know, quite big. Extra turn. Nice try. Get parried and countered. Okay, see that almost hurt. Why can't I use this? Throw this in. Then we'll throw this one here. I don't want to kill him with anybody other than one of these two. Because I feel like it's appropriate, right? Okay, and I think it should be Pascal that finishes it. So, Pascal, go ahead and put down the fabricator's sensor. But first, do this. Or actually, good job, Pascal. Proud of you. Alright, what did you have? 20 to tech use, that's not bad. About these, mass pattern and las gun. Crap. It's not crap, it's just... It's not on the level of the other stuff that I have. And this is just a shifting combi tool, so give it to him. Add 2 cargo. Grab this stuff. Collect everything. Just going to be heading this way. Boop the button, and then we wait for... Wait a minute. Am I muted? I wasn't muted. For some reason the sound just wasn't coming through. Or at least on my screen it was indicating that there was no sound coming through. Which was really confusing for like a second because I was pretty sure I was talking the whole time. Alright, now we boop the screen. Shows a scrolling line of repeating Technolingua. Staring at the obscure symbols gives you a headache. No shit, it's just a bunch of fucking binary. So, give me a second. My dog is in my room and she wants outside, so I'm gonna let her go outside of my room. Alrighty. So, numerous wires and pipes run to the filthy cages, which are filled with what looks like a conglomeration of human bodies. Ugh. You cannot make out what is in the cage, but bright blue sparks flash intermittently in the darkness, while the mass of flesh twists and shudders. Heinrichs casts a scrutinizing eye over one of the cages, before withdrawing his weapon and approaching to examine what's inside. Careful, Heinrichs. Look at it. Mercy! Jesus Christ, they're alive? Make it stop. You examine the pulsating mass of flesh. The creature in the cage seems to be composed of several bodies joined together. You see no sutures or any other means by which the separate parts could have been connected. Among the layers of meat, you can discern large knots of muscle, various limbs, exposed bones, parts of faces, and entire heads. Only warped sorcery is capable of creating such an abomination while preserving its ability to live on. What is this? I'm beginning to have some idea. The Lex Mechanics mentioned the inhabitants of the lower levels who had been imprisoned in their homes. He said some of them were brought here. cultists did something to these poor people in their own homes, and now they're studying the results. They're people. Monstrously mutated, but still people. Yes, this is what warp sorcery has done to them, to be precise. I've seen many mutants whose features have been distorted under the effects of the archenemy, but this is something beyond all imagining. The Lex Mechanic talks about some kind of slag waste disposal and chaos symbols on machines. What are the archenemy's minions doing to the people of the lower levels? To know the workings of dark sorcery means allowing corruption into oneself. These are the warp mutations, no doubt. Perhaps there was some side effect, and that is why they were brought here, to be connected to senses and cogitators. Even fallen tech priests who have rejected the Omnissiah are driven by a perverted hunger for knowledge. Why are they hooked up to cogitators? Lingua Technis. Corrupted by the scrap code, I'm sure. It's unlikely we will be able to extract anything of value from their data crypts. You promised us. Who are you talking to? What did they promise you? Who are they? You took us from the Inferno. You promised us a reward. I'll be damned. They can still speak. They remember the people who did this to them. Perhaps a little biomancy will allow us to draw the fragments of knowledge out of them, or it will trigger further changes. What do you want to do? My psycho abilities allow me to affect the human body. This is one of the most effective tools to use against individuals who resist questioning. But if you're suggesting that I want to use it, I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself. The effect of warp energy will likely lead to an explosive reaction. I do not know the precise mechanism of this mutation. The result could be even more monstrous than its current state. If there's something that will make them talk, we must use it. You think so? Tiny fragments of data that could prove worthless and even harmful to us, in exchange for participating in this torture? Seems to me your mind's already made up. These people need deliverance. Each mutant has cables attached. I may not know the nature of these machines, but it isn't too difficult to increase the voltage. Ah, this switch here. You hear the crackle of electricity. The wires glow with blue sparks, and the creatures locked in the cages drop lifelessly to the floor. The sharp tang of burned meat hangs in the air. That's that then. But you know what bothers me, Rogue Trader? The number of people here. There are too few. The lower levels of similar manufactorums are inhabited by millions. What happened to the rest of them? I know I won't like the answer. Let's go. We still haven't done what we came here to do.
This place is steeped in corruption, which means that it must be cleansed with fire down to the last crevice.
Cool your melter gun, Argento. We're still...
Claim your
Yeah.
fervor. Your zeal is laudable, but first I must ascertain the intentions of the archenemy, not crush his manifestations without a second thought.
The massive cogitator grows out of the metal bulkheads like a grotesque tumor. A hollow roar sounds from deep within the metal housing. Whatever spurred the computer into action, it has enough power to supply a small command center. As soon as your eyes fall upon the cogitator, you feel it tingling in your temples. Every nook, every component of the machine radiates a sense of wrongness. One that is difficult to explain, but no less palpable for that. It is as though the construct itself defies the laws of physics and perspective. Stop, Antikill. That is a creation of the arch enemy. Don't go near it. You have done enough for me and my mission. Don't put yourself at risk now. As soon as Heinrich takes another step toward the cogitator, it meets a deafening shriek, like hundreds of metal needles driving into toughened glass, as though sensing the stranger. Wincing, Heinrich approaches the control panel and bends down towards the screens. Despite the heat clogging the room, you feel an ice-cold breeze. Heinrich is clearly using his psyker abilities to try to fend off the pernicious effects of the Chaos artifact. The Omnissiah's grace has not touched this object. This mechanism was not desecrated but born flawed and unnatural. I am most profane. Initiating observation log. Let not fear stand in the path of knowledge. You just said this thing is an abomination, yet you're going to immerse yourself in it in order to study it. Doesn't the thought repel you? Squeamishness is not a relevant factor. I have conducted the relevant assessments. The risk of spiritual harm is acceptable. The importance of obtaining the information is critical. Let's keep our distance and wait. A minute passes, then another. You watch Heinrich examine the cogitator. His eyes scan the screens, his hands darting from the wheel to the lever, sometimes hovering, then certainly over the next switch, which immediately receives a coating of frost. At some point, you hear his voice, almost a whisper, barely audible above the clanging, roaring machine. Sacrifices. More and more sacrifices every minute. Hecatomb determinans. The womb of this cursed machine is down on the lower levels. The auxiliary enumerator controls the system for delivering molten waste under the Manufactorum's main building. This cogitator is fueled by the energy harnessed from thousands of people who are flowing beneath our feet as slag waste as we speak. Give me a second. I'm eating. But I cannot even imagine the reason for sacrificing all these people. It's inconceivable. Now we know why the Fabricator Center prized this monster so highly. The cursed tech priest and his associates created something that went beyond the limits of the Omnissiah's power. This machine is designed to process myriad possibilities using warp sorcery. It has almost finished its task. It predicts the future. How's that even possible? Do not attempt to gain any insight into the essence of the machines corrupted by the archenemy, at least not if you value your soul. I have encountered the heretics' mechanical abominations before. To truly fathom their nature is to allow a particle of death into your heart. The fruit they bear. No matter how abhorrent their instruments, the fruit they bear could be useful. No, the cult's filthy ravings are not worth that. What we can extract from its storage drives will be enough. I almost succumbed to the archenemy's old trick, the lure of the unattainable, the primary of all traps that chaos sets for unwary souls. Heinrich bends over the keys and flinches as if from an electric shock. His head snaps back unnaturally and you see his lips moving. The cogitator lets out a roar that grows louder by the second. Oh, really? That's it? This is it? Okay. I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed, but, you know. Alright. Like the Herald of Steam, it's like, alright. It's like, okay. I'm not exactly, like, intimidated by you anymore. It's like, we kind of killed a bunch of you already. We've had fights where we fought, like, 3 or 4 of you on, like, random encounters. Like, you ain't scary anymore, dude. I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes, man. This. Bang. this. Okay, so now buff, buff, and let's not risk it. Yeah, I would have been able to do it, but let's not risk it. The biscuit is not worth risking it. Oh shit. He still cast, right? Yeah, he did. We're fine. We're fine. Big man did his job. Hmm. Okay, do this, and that will mark this guy. Nice. Okay, so we throw this one here. Take him out. Nice. Boop. Let him take him out. Go ahead and shoot him. Throw this on him. And finish him off. Creation of chaos is no more. I hope the fabricated sensor did not have time to pass on the secrets of this creature to his associates. And I hope that the survivors down on the lower levels can hold on until we liberate Kavagama. I saw something happen to you, Henrix. What happened when you touched the machine? We'll talk about it later, but right now, I must thank you. Without your help and cooperation, I doubt I would have reached the depths of Kavagama and learned the truth behind my agents' dispatches and reports. I would never have ended up here, and I never would have succeeded in hampering the cult's activities. My business on Kavagama is concluded. It is time to return to the mission that brought you to the industrial world. The only thing I'll ask of you is an audience when we return to the ship. Alright, we've finished here. At least I'm fairly certain we have. Oh, we can return to the void ship through here. Just boop it. Should put one of those cheese triangles in the eggs. It's good. Oh boy. What's happening? Cutscene. Oh. Explosion. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a dark apostle. Sharp pain pierces your head, and the light dims in your eyes. You smell smoke and burning. You feel a wave of nausea. Your legs buckle. Your knees hit the metal floor. In that same moment, the manufactorum surrounding you disappears in a whirling mist. In the whirlwind of mist, ash, and grey shadows. Struggling against the elements, you can barely raise your head to look. Your eyes sting and burn, but through the tears you see it. A colossal silhouette rising above you. The roaring tempest is unable to shake the mighty figure. Try to get a better look at him. God damn, bro looks sick. Writhing in pain, you raise your head and peer into the roiling darkness. You make out the figure's features. It's a huge man clad in dark power armor from which demonic silhouettes snarl at you. The wind picks up, and you close your eyes, unable to stare into the face of this raging tempest. I am the master of those who have been felled by your hand in the halls of the primordial truth. I am Muralon the Cruel. The souls of my followers returned to the fount of power they served, crying out for me to cast my gaze towards this sacrilege. And what do I see? Yet another lackey of the Corpse Emperor. They call you a hero. An empty word. A worthless pedestal among hundreds like it, all built by the lackeys of the false god in their hubris and ignorance. This pedestal will soon become a sacrificial altar, and you will become yet another reminder to the expanse that no hero can save it from the truth. The giant's voice causes the storm raging around you to die down somewhat, as if the very sound of his voice is enough to make the whirlwind subside. You glance at the huge warrior and notice on his chest a winding azure symbol. The shades of blue seem to glimmer and mingle together. I am the sovereign of Kiamagama. This is my world, not a dominion of chaos. Oh, clinging to illusions will do you no good. The rituals have already been performed. The mortals are already singing the litanies of the primordial truth and decorating the sacrificial altars with their flesh. Kavagama, as you call it, is already saturated in the nectar of the truth. A fate that awaits all worlds that would stand in our way. What do you want with me? I want to look upon the one who has disrupted my flock's duties and my master's plans. That warrior from my legion. The fabricator censor. You think of their deaths as a triumph. However, it is but a minor hindrance on our path. There are other worlds that serve our goals. There are other sources of plasteel and adamantine. Revel in your victory. It will change nothing. Nevertheless, the blood in your veins whispers to the spirits that you warrant a closer look. Yes, you are a descendant of the rogue trader whose warrant Conrad Voitvir sought to obtain. By defiling the relic and binding it to himself with the tethers of the Imperium, He who is meant to become my servant. A rogue trader who would do the work of the truth. But then you interfered. Could it be that you wish to gain the true God's favor instead? Do you wish to present the corpse's relic to me and serve the truth? Hear your very blood calling, begging you to submit to me. What would be the point of futile defiance? You strain every muscle in your body but cannot move an inch. The dark will presses down upon your shoulders, forbidding you even from straightening your back. You waste your time trying to tempt me. It is not blood that defines a person's deed, only their will does, and my will is thus. Be gone from my sight. Pitiful insect. You dare! A gust of wind sweeps Eurolon's figure away without a trace. The mist around you begins to dissipate, revealing the dark hallways of the Manufactorum and leaving behind an oppressive sense of powerlessness. I sense the presence of another Psyker. Someone made contact with you mentally, then tried to harm you with sorcery. I did what I could. You at least appear unharmed. Can you remember what you saw? It was a Chaos Space Marine. One of the traitors of the Imperium? I don't think it was he who touched your mind. I wouldn't have had the strength to go up against a Psyker from the ranks of those monsters. He might have forced some mortal to do his bidding. Perhaps it was through the same hapless medium that he sensed the deaths of his henchmen. Such indescribable power. To have reached out to your mind at such a distance. He said something about Theodora. About how the blood in my veins will lead me to serve chaos. He's been watching all this and grows pale and makes the sign of the Aquila to ward off evil. I see. We could theorize later, although I will say, Antikill, that his words do not leave much room for interpretation. The Factorum around you looks the same as before the vision. Maybe the shadows have grown a little deeper and darker. You dust yourself off and continue on your journey through the darkness. Well, whatever he wanted, he seemed pissed at the end, so, you know. Like, actually fucking heated. The world's industrial heart has fallen to corruption, but numerous faint vox signals. What's this? Indicate that planet's small manufacturing cluster survived without succumbing to the heretics. The sacred machines and hallowed lathes from these abodes have been reverently transported to the safety of the ship's hold. The fate of Kavagama hangs in the balance. Purify and restore. The servants of the Adeptus Ministorum heeded the call and began to assemble a holy crusade to purify Kavagama. It'll take some time and effort. It will take much time and effort to root out every tentacle of corruption lurking in the dark corners of the Manufactorum. Hey, we did it. Cursed boots. I don't want this. The Dark Marchesa. The Hands of Xenocide. Ooh. Okay, so lose a little bit of this, gain complacency and other stuff. Gain security, gain efficiency. Go with this one. Okay, so let's go back to the bridge because we've got some people to talk to, like a lot of people to talk to. Well, actually only one person to talk to. Oh, level up. Hooray! Big pog. Toughness? Fellowship? Fellowship. Let's go toughness. Improves my carouse and stuff. Sure, you can have this. She already has this. Sure, fellowship. Pardon me. Sure, might as well give him that. Kind of gotten every feat that we might need. Hmm. Every enemy that has in their line of sight has dodge and hit chance reduced by. It's not a bad. It's not a bad amount. Yeah, he can't wear heavy armor because he can't raise his strength with bounty hunter. Maybe he'll be able to do that later, but for now he can't. Let's go toughness, or yeah. No, she already has 45. She doesn't need it. She'd be able to equip heavy armor now, right? No, she wouldn't. If I do this, then she can. Then she can for sure, right? Yeah. Okay. Talk to Heinrich.
To what do I owe this visit?
You satisfied with the results?
Of course. The Fabricator Sensor's machine was stopped. Not another soul will be sent into the mouth of the archenemy. In time, we will succeed in uncovering and stopping other schemes of the cult. We dealt a blow not only to the cultists, but to the archenemy itself. I cannot help but be pleased. No servant of the God Emperor has closer dealings with corruption than the agents of the Golden Throne. In its quest to guard the Imperium against its foes' most devious and secret schemes, the Inquisition seeks to understand the essence of evil. It is not enough for us to burn or cut down a rotten seedling. We must study it, understand it, touch it. Every time any of us do our duty, we are risking our very souls. But when it comes to psychers, the soul of a psyker is especially enticing to the archenemy. The cogitator was stopped, yes. I touched an infernal machine that was created to serve chaos. I used it. I delved into the principles of its operation. That was enough. Corruption needs only the briefest brush of contact. When I touched the cult's cogitator, I drew the thousand-eye gaze of evil upon myself, as any agent does when they interfere in the schemes of those who serve the ruinous powers. And that evil undoubtedly left an invisible mark upon me, as it does on any acolyte who fights against the archenemy. And this will be the case every time I do my duty. I know a good deal about the fates of those who have served the throne before me. Enough to know that my path leads to one place, and one place only.
What are you going to do next?
My visit to Kiavagama did not produce answers to all my questions, but we did succeed in dealing a blow to the cult by destroying the Fabricator Sensor's machine. I have directed my spies to track the sect's surviving leaders. I'm certain that they will have useful information for us soon. Though small, this is a victory for the Golden Throne, and I have you to thank for it.
I think that will be all for now.
Thank you for finding the time for our conversation.
Now, let's see about this stuff that we found. And the Dargonus data. Access to data from Dargonus. Step true, initiate. Theodora von Valencia's personal notes. And the Kiavagama thing. The great mechanism has transformed into a format that you can comprehend without the assistance of a servant of the Omnissiah. Brought her to the beginning. Epitaph begot the incident which destroyed and changed everything. The incident became the starting point. The incident breathed life and marked the beginning of all. It marked the beginning of Nomus. It created Nomus. Unacceptable deviation. Violation of the sacred protocol. Possibility of tech heresy. Omnissiah shielded us from all heresy. So word, Nomos, what does it mean? That is a mystery to me. If this mechanism truly is tainted, then could it be? If heresy truly has taken hold of this machine spirit and scorned the Omnissiah's every tenet, then the spirit's madness could be such that it has chosen a name for itself. But that is nothing more than my hypothesis. What was that just now? A catastrophic mistake. A heinous violation of the purity of the hallowed code. This mechanism is touched by heresy. It is branded and tainted by it. Now the machine spirit produces code as before, and yet, Lord Captain, heed my plea. All operations on this machine must be halted until the Engineer Prime has inspected it. Report this to Pascal. My knowledge is insufficient to cleanse the code of this mechanism. I will inform the esteemed Engineer Prime of this disturbing development. Only he has the power to expel the heresy from this corrupted machine spirit. Reporter Unit Q-59/0 Research Group. Subject of study, active samples of the terrible disease. Assigned name, Tech Blight. Effect. The Tech Blight is capable of corroding matter and destroying it from within at terrifying speed. This deadly plague infects mechanisms as well as any metals and other materials used as their basis. No technology known to the Crimson Priesthood, neither gifts from the Great Omnissiah nor heretical products of Xenos, can withstand this onslaught. The disease poisons and warps the very essence and taints the code of sacred mechanisms. Observations. The Tech Blight triggers an effect that is repulsive at its core. It transforms metals into horrific forms of an unpredictable nature. During testing, it demonstrated the ability to fuse solid matter with organic subjects, creating something new as a result. The phenomenon was assigned the name tech splicing. Method of transportation: ceramic capsules. Burnt clay is the only thing that can contain the pestilence. Extra caution must be taken given the container's fragility. Any damage might result in an uncontrolled outbreak. Damaging the containers is unacceptable. Test to subjugate the Tech Blight to his will and turn it into a weapon subject to the Omnissiah's wisdom. Test result assessment success. Note: the tests triggered an event recorded under the name Incident N872-04. The quest for knowledge in his name will continue. Hypothesis 1. The tech blight was created in the darkness of unknown worlds, away from the eye of the great creator. Hypothesis 2. Any taint that exists to harm the machine god's creations can and will be bent to his will. And then this. Trader like a lackey. It is humiliating and dispiriting to put up with the part of an errant servant to an imperious madman vested with even greater power than that of any rogue trader. Alas, when one side of the scales holds my pride and the other the fate of the von Valancia's protectorate and my entire bloodline, choice becomes a futile illusion. It would be far too naive of me not to prepare for the worst. Epitaph will decide the future of the Expanse as a whole, but I have some time at my disposal until then. Heirs with the von Valancius blood in them will soon be located and brought to me. Cannot afford the delay to delay the choice of successor any longer.
Lord Captain, a noble as you...
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Have you found anything else?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
Gave off the impression of a paranoid madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his engrammatic augmentics.
He's talking about the guy that we fought above Dargonus.
In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
Are you not surprised that Amanat's words had such an effect on Opticon 22?
I was not knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Amanat's teaching was in explorator circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
Who do you think was behind the assassination?
No data available. I will hypothesize that the assassination was instigated by an enemy of the Blessed Amanat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus and my own identical identifiers. I am concerned about the fate of Archmagus Amanat. According to Opticon 22, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arch Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Faith can be dangerous.
Of course, faith is dangerous. Faith is the prerogative of the spirit, and a spiritless mind is an enemy of all existence. Without faith, there is no meaning in anything, no point to any aspirations or limitations. But faith can take different forms. The form of prohibitions established by unknown elders. The form of an audacious violation of those prohibitions. The form of following dogma or of schism. The form of following the cycle or of discontinuing the cycle. In a system with two courses of action, schism is inevitable. And only one of these paths will be true, as truth is discreetly separate from untruth.
My faith is more than a mere set of rules. It consists of ideals, which sometimes come into conflict with dogma, and I have been given the gift of will to set the dogma straight.
The Omnissiah has bestowed upon us the supreme mission, the quest for knowledge. The fact of its existence confirms that reason is yet to comprehend and quantify the universe in its entirety. This precludes the existence of any prohibition that could be considered universally relevant. All limitations need their exceptions, yet exceptions belie the inviolability of prohibitions.
Perhaps we'll be able to find out
I
more.
will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Have you studied Demon's neurologmetic
I
yet?
have destroyed it.
Slightel makes him sound unconvincing. You're lying.
This statement is true. I am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic Demens, even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated. I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the Blessed Amanats.
Have you found out anything?
The success has been partial. Demens Haneman's identity has been confirmed. The widespread influence of paranoid motivations is observable in his cognitive processes, which is what seems to have caused him to break his vows. However, extensive regions of his memory have been damaged by forbidden technologies and are, for now, defying decryption. My study of the minds of the tech comrades, Abel, Tarsus, and Demens, has revealed an anomalous similarity between the patterns of damage their memories sustained. What I attributed to cognitive idiosyncrasies, synaptic damage, and the distortive action of scrap code may be the result of a different kind of influence. The undecryptable data fragments in their memory arrays are mysteriously symmetrical.
What corrupted Demens?
An echo of the warp. Energies of the immaterium that had seeped into real space and taken the shape of a Vox signal. I have found recorded cases of similarly induced corruption in the archive. Listening to the void is a perilous occupation.
But you didn't want to know what he knew. You were interested.
The quest for knowledge is our mission of highest priority. But what Demens promised was not knowledge, but a distorted copy of it. This was not what the Deus Mechanicus had told us to seek.
Any information on Amanat?
The data discovered is unreadable. It is encrypted, albeit only partially, and I hypothesize that the heretic Demens was attempting to decrypt it. I will take every effort to extract a larger volume of data. Information pointing to the unit referred to as the maimed hunter is alleged to be of critical significance.
Has it ever occurred to you that all these events may be a part of Amanat's plan?
That is a valid hypothesis, but not a very likely one. Its truth value is irrelevant, as it does not contradict the necessity of establishing the fate of Archmagus Amanat.
You fear knowledge even as you extol it.
Whether knowledge can be profane is the grand question. Lay people find comfort in the delusion that knowledge is merely information. That, in and of itself, it is harmless, and only turns dangerous when it falls into the hands of the wicked. My apologies. 90% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Yeah, I don't know if I suddenly just forgot how to read, but I don't think that's what's written here. You know what? Let me clip that because that's kind of a funny little thing that happened, and I think the people on the YouTubes must learn of it.
turns dangerous when it falls into the hand. My apologies. My apologies. My apologies. 90% memory.
Yeah, I don't know if I suddenly just forgot how to read, but I don't think that's what's written here. Yeah, I don't know if I suddenly forgot how to read, but I don't think that's what's. Yeah, that's good enough. There you go. Funny little clip. Your omnicide does not speak to you, so you wander about in the dark, embrace the light of the Emperor. Oh wait. But that is not what I have seen. I have seen knowledge gnaw away at the minds of those who let it inside them. Yet I seek it regardless. Why? Perhaps because there really is no apostasy in knowledge. It is dangerous, yes, but not forbidden, for it was created by the Omnissiah. You seek knowledge because it's what you enjoy doing. So do what you enjoy. Otherwise, what's the point of living?
That too is true. I thirst for knowledge, and the Omnissiah has rewarded me with the gift of a mission to seek it. Perhaps it makes no difference to him whether good or ill comes of the knowledge I obtain. He merely wants me to obtain it.
Bows his head pensively. The mechadendrites slow down smoothly, and the steely overtones disappear from Pascal's voice.
Response? Affirmative. The decryption will continue with May your lay the Omnissiah.
I have these two that I don't know how to deal with. Make sure there's nothing to talk about with any of these guys, because, you know, I just sort of finished a bunch of important missions, so this would be the time to suddenly throw a curveball my way. Yeah, we did that. I'm pretty sure we did.
Greetings.
Did we? Because we opened that other cache, right? Maybe not. Well, regardless. I am gonna have to go now, guys. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a lot of fun. I really am enjoying this game. Let's see if there's anybody that I could raid at this time. Hey, Thunderceptor is starting out Dragon's Dogma 2, so let's go ahead and raid him. So make sure to be nice to Thundy. He's a good guy, playing Dragon's Dogma 2 for the first time. And yeah, make sure to come back next time. We'll be back on Monday with probably more Rogue Trader. Really enjoying it. Regardless, hope you guys had a good time. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Cheers.